going on, everybody? Good evening. Hope you guys had a great weekend. You now tuned in to the JR Wisdom channel. Wouldn't say it's a JR Wisdom show, but this is a live one. I didn't feel like doing the video, or pre-recorded video, so I figured I'd go live and talk about this, man, because this is as things are developing. This is some crazy stuff going on here, and we're gonna play some clips here for you guys about the homie Diddy is allegedly on the run as of now. Supposedly they tracked his PJ, his private jet, to Antigua, and it's supposed to be allegedly going to Cape Verde, which is island outside of Africa, where there is no extradition treaty in either of these locations, as far as I know. So the homie's houses got raided. I think one allegedly in New York, one in Miami, and one in LA, Beverly Hills, to be specific. And I think it looks like, based upon the picture, three of his sons, well, Quincy is his, I guess, son, if you will. He claims him as a son. But King and Christian is all outside. Yo, this is Homeland Security. This is the boys, along with the police, armored vehicles, all these things. And you guys know, if you guys know anything about the feds, if you know anything about Homeland Security, if you know about any of those federal agencies, when they come, they're like Jesus Christ. They don't come for no reason. You know what I'm saying? And when they were asked about what's this about, they were kind of like, we're not talking. Just know it's an ongoing investigation about some trafficking stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's all you need to know. You know what I mean? But we're gonna play some clips here, guys. My man dipped. Somebody obviously tipped him off if that is him on the plane. You know what I'm saying? They just tracking the flight path. But let's get into it, man. I'm not gonna make this one too long, so let's get into it. We're gonna make it a little bit bigger here. Let's go. Let's get the volume pumping.
The rapper and music executive, perhaps being linked to a sex trafficking investigation.
He got some shots of a few people coming out of the home. Those people have been detained. Now we're trying to still connect the dots. We do have some sources on scene here that we're getting this information from. We were actually the first ones here with about 30 different law enforcement vehicles at least. There are 3 Bearcats on scene here. This just all unfolded, Sandra, I would say, less than 10 minutes ago. We got here even before the crime scene tape came up. So we're just down the hill. If you look up this street where Tony is right now to the right, you'll see one of those Bearcats and law enforcement. And on the other side of those bushes, basically, is that home that is registered to Bad Boy Films, which is part of Bad Boy Entertainment. And the home in particular is registered not only to Bad Boy Films, but to one of P. Diddy's daughters.
They are heavily armed, and they've been very tactful, would probably be the best word to use, as they made entry into this home this afternoon. We actually watched them as they made their way through one of these side gates, and as soon as they got inside the home, one of the first things they did was made their way into this garage that you see is open right there. Now, they did take a couple of people into custody. We witnessed that. Now, are they under arrest? Are they just being asked about what they know? That I can't answer, but I can tell you there's 3 people right there that were taken into custody, were inside that home at the time of the raid.
We did see a bunch of investigators going in, making the raid in there and clearing that as well. So they're going to do a thorough search as they conduct this raid. And so far, Stu, from what I understand and from Haley on the ground there, they have not seen, and we have not seen from our vantage point, any sign of Sean Combs, the 54-year-old who is believed to be the property owner of this. Breaking news right now, we're following the Department of Homeland Security conducting a raid at a house in Holmby Field Hills, believed to be connected to Sean Combs, the rapper and music executive, perhaps being linked to a sex trafficking investigation.
So you got that part. So somebody said in the comments that they don't come Homeland Security. Nobody suits up unless they know people are there and they got a case. No agency suits up and wastes their time, resources, manpower, none of that unless they know that they have, for whatever reason. I guess you said, why wasn't he there? But I guess they got the wrong information. Buddy was on top of it. He skated up out of there. But let's get on to some more clips. Guys, hit that like button. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. I'm rarely on here late night. I'm just bringing this to you guys real quick for those of you who not on Instagram and all that good stuff. It's free. Go ahead and while you guys are at it, I forgot to do the whole housekeeping rules. Make sure if you guys got any thoughts or want to share your thoughts, feel free to call in as well. Age, sex, location, gender, whatever have you, comment below. Let me know where you guys are checking in from this evening. Let's get on to this next clip. I don't know if it's so much of a clip here, but it's showing Buddy's private owned man, Diddy. What's going on, Diddy? Private jet owned by Sean P Diddy Combs has left the U.S. Combs' residences were raided by the Department of Homeland Security in connection with the blank trafficking investigation. The flight path of the plane appears to be headed towards Cape Verde. Cape Verde has no extradition treaty with the U.S. I mean, I guess, Buddy, with all this stuff coming down on you, man, it shows that he stopped right there, as you guys can see on the map. They tracked it to Antigua, which is where the plane was parked, but they say there's no sight of him. Maybe he's in disguise. Who knows? But they don't see the homie down there, but his plane is there. Somebody said he pulled a Russell Simmons. Hey, man, if you know you about to go down and you're not trying to face the music, I guess a lot of these places that don't have these extradition treaties, a lot of times, the U.S. can still work things out, because they do have embassies in place. So, it's just be a lengthier process. You guys know. A lot of these places, obviously, if it has anything to do with, egregious crimes like murder or, other things like that, if the death penalty is removed, they'll, cooperate with things like that for sure. Leave plane and cruise. Yeah, hop on a boat and get up out of there. You're exactly right. Buddy got a plan in place, man. All that money and you think, nah, yeah, he's got a plan in place. It's just not gonna go down like that. All right, what we got here? So we got some more stuff, some more developing stuff here. So Buddy, they said he was forced to land by air traffic control. Tried to escape on his PJ, leaving his family behind, but was forced to land by air traffic control. Man. That's Antigua, Barbuda. Forgive me, all you guys from Antigua, if I'm mispronouncing it. Barbuda, Codrington Airport, which is where the homie landed at. Facts. So I guess the story is still developing. Let's move on to the next one here, though. Man, dude got all that money, man. Sheesh. What's next, Diddy? What we got next? I think we already showed. I think I just showed this one, but I'll play it anyway, guys. Oh, Diddy. So one thing I wanted to say also, because there's more extensive footage here, it's not far-fetched to think that dude didn't already have a plan in place just in case anything went down, because as he said, he knew about the Cassie. He said Cassie was trying to shake him down for like 6 months or a few months prior to that, but he just didn't give in, I guess, until she made it public and settled. And he had to have known that with settling, that more people were going to come out of the woodwork and just say, let's go ahead and follow suit. And once all this stuff start heading down there, I mean, dude's a billionaire, I think Puffy was a billionaire. You don't think that he has an offshore accounts and things like that, money in other countries? I saw somebody put in the chat that they're going to freeze his accounts. Yeah, they can do that, but if Buddy started moving his money around, just don't think that, folks, once you get up to a certain level, that you're not going to have money in other places, man. That would be quite foolish of him. But let's pull up this other one. Share a screen. I think this is the one. Yeah.
Items that could connect whatever the investigation is. I would venture to say that those are going to be the guys that you're seeing right there, and they're waiting for that all clear. And then this group that you see there, those are the ones that are actually going to go inside. They probably have, like you said, they probably have ideas what they're looking for, where they might be. So, but right now it is still a waiting game to make sure that everybody is out of this building and that it is secure for the investigators to make their way in and actually start that search.
And we should mention, thank you, Stu, that if this is in fact involving a sex trafficking investigation, we do know that according to Diddy's attorneys and the rapper himself, he has denied any wrongdoing in any of all this. So there are two sides, of course, to this as this all plays out. But it is interesting that these raids happening at the same time. According to TMZ, a raid of his Miami home is happening right now, as well as now we're looking at the live pictures of what's going on in Holmby Hills at this mansion right here, all connected to Sean Combs. So again, until we find out further word as to what exactly they're searching for and why, we continue to look at the procedures taking place regarding this raid that's being conducted by Homeland Security. You have support from local law enforcement officials as well. We saw from the ground shots, you see multiple agencies there a part of all of this, and they have a number of resources on hand with a drone flying up top, as well as they had ladders taking a closer look at certain parts of the property. And so they are looking at every nook and cranny they need to in terms of why they're investigating this home and property. So clearly this is going to take a while, and as Haley mentioned, with her shot down on the ground right there, more people are coming to your area, Haley.
Yeah, I would say it's mostly media at this point. We were the first ones, which he has denied. So we will have to wait and see. Of course, and everybody's interested in the details of what, how he's connected to these latest allegations.
And from your vantage
we'll bring
point,
the very latest systems. I'm sorry?
Yeah, from your vantage point, Haley, does it look like some authorities are leaving the scene right now? They're done, or not? Is that not the case?
No, it looks like more are coming. I think what you're seeing is just the vehicles moving to a different location.
Yeah, more coming. I mean, you gotta think, man, how much money and manpower and just the investigation, the amount of money, and what is it? The Feds got a 98% now. It's almost 99%. If it's from last time I checked, it was like 98% conviction rate. So with all this stuff in place and them being tipped off and all these, it's just too much manpower put in there. So Buddy got out, I guess we'll know within the next 24 hours what's going on. But let's see what else we got on this, because this is quite a lengthy clip here.
We're kind of
hit that like button too. Quit playing with me. Y'all know it's late night. Quit playing.
At the bottom of the hill. But if you go up a little bit farther, some of the vehicles that you saw down here earlier have since kind of gone to the other side of the hill. This is obviously a very
traps or some kind of sniper inside the home. That's not what they're thinking at all. It's probably more along the lines of they want to make sure that everybody is outside of the home because they don't want to have somebody stepping out or coming out later on and, you know, surprising or catching people off guard. That's not what they want. And right now you can see Sandra, you've been saying there's a large number of people out here. I would venture to say, as far as the officers go, I would probably put this group closer to 100. Not just what we're seeing right here. This is just one group of many that have made their way out here to this Holmby Hills area. And as far as the suits that we were talking about, that's part of the
and their business. So clearly this is something that doesn't happen just overnight. Law enforcement officials do have to have their evidence ready. They have to make sure every T is crossed in order to make entry into a home like this for an investigation. So when we talk about and see these kinds of raids happen or having them be conducted, it kind of shows that they do have enough evidence that their investigation is to a certain point where they have made a search warrant and they've gotten all of the evidence they need to have a search warrant, that they have to establish that a crime was possibly committed and there's evidence of probable cause and a crime that has taken place. So all of these things, they have to meet a threshold before law enforcement can just come together like this and approach a property and make entry. So we're seeing that here at Holmby Hills and also in Miami, where they are searching Sean Combs' Miami home as well. So again, this doesn't just happen overnight. This is a process that they've been working on for quite some time to make sure that they have enough evidence to be able to conduct a raid like this, especially with so many law enforcement agencies involved, investigators involved, and you see just personnel.
Still very active on scene, just more and more vehicles showing up.
Very quickly, we didn't see any doors being smashed. That front door, which shows you that their progress is being made.
You have someone on the line right now, Hal Kemper. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you...
I feel like they had that video on repeat, unless they just kept repeating the same thing. But let's see who Buddy is right here.
Can make light of what we're looking at in terms of Homeland Security making entry into the Holmby Hills mansion of Sean Combs.
Sandra, this is a Homeland Security investigations that appears to be on site. What they're probably looking for is, well, I should say in general, they look at human trafficking and sex trafficking being a component of that. And of course, there's been some rather big civil suit stuff that's taken place, but also the New York case where the statute of limitations basically had been rescinded, allowing them to look back many years in this case. Part of it was there have been allegations that he was drugging young women, so that there was which certainly implies that it was rape that had taken place at some point. But I think what HSI is probably looking at is the interstate aspects of it, if there was any online activity that could have taken place, and that's usually where HSI would have a jurisdictional interest.
Right.
Homeland Security Investigations being part of the Department of Homeland Security, looking at the interstate side, mostly online, and whatever took place across state lines. And of course, he travels all over the place, so I'm sure they're looking at him potentially transporting women around the country, and whether that was tied to a larger criminal activity.
Yeah, definitely Homeland Security involved in any interstate, as you mentioned, and international criminal activity here. So what exactly do you think everyone is looking for at this point? We saw such a large...
Yeah, what are they looking for? That's the question.
Make entry.
Well, it's a combination of both local and federal. And from what I understand, the local law enforcement has the specific lead at each one of these locations, with the federal federal investigators coming in with them in concert. What they're probably looking for is any evidence that they can gather, certainly any images, pictures, video, anything online. I've no doubt that they're going in and gathering up any electronic media to include any laptops, any.
Man, they snatching all that, all the computers, all the laptops, all the phones, dildos. You know, because they say stay with the dildos, and they trying to get evidence off the dildos, all types of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's this. Yo, my man.
Any flash drives, anything that he might have that might support whatever allegations, whatever reasonable suspicion that they have that led to these search warrants. Just to get a search warrant like this requires a certain substantial legal barrier has to be, or legal argument or legal litmus test has to be met just to get them to sign off. Particularly knowing with somebody with means like this, that if they go into their home, they're going to be met with some very capable lawyers on the defendant's part to challenge what was ever done, and everything they do there is going to be challenged. So you can imagine, not only did they have to work with the district attorney and potentially assistant U.S. attorneys in arranging this, but they also are being very careful on how they're gathering any evidence, realizing that just about everything they do on site will potentially be challenged in court by his attorneys.
Absolutely. And speaking of his attorneys, we did reach out for comment. We have not yet heard back. Obviously, we want to hear his side. For Sean Combs' part, he has denied any allegations regarding sex trafficking and any investigation into that. But yeah, this could take a lot of time in terms of collecting that hard drive and flash drives and any computers they may find. Like I was mentioning before, Hal, it's very difficult to know where someone would have that or would hide that if they were trying to hide evidence. And we're looking at a big mansion here. Before we get back to you, Hal, let's go to Haley on the ground there.
I thought I had a thing.
Hey, Sandra. Yes, we just got that statement from the Department of Homeland Security that I was trying to get for you guys about 10 minutes ago. It doesn't say a whole lot.
I was sitting there telling you guys to call in, but I didn't have it pinned in the chat, before I get up out of here. I'm going to take some calls. Let me pin it in the chat real quick. If anybody wants to call in and share their thoughts, it'll be pinned in the chat in blue. I forgot to pin it. Sorry about that, guys. Just doing it right now. Let's go ahead and pin that. There we go. All right, it's now pinned. The link to call in, share your thoughts, hit that like button. We got 434 people in here. There needs to be 400 likes. Hit that like button right now. Let's run it up to 400. Quit playing with me.
But it says this is attributed to Homeland Security investigations. Earlier today, Homeland Security Investigations New York executed law enforcement actions with assistance from
fresh in memory while they're talking about various activities that may have taken place or alleged to have taken place. So there's a lot of reasons why they might not focus on him per se. Also, there's another thing too, is he runs a fairly large organization. The fact that they don't name him might mean that they're looking at other activities that could have taken place within his immediate, entourage or his organization that involve these properties. So,
yeah, if the homie got footage on them hard drives or anywhere of them freak offs, which I'm pretty sure he should have got rid of it by now, because he was taping these freak offs allegedly.
One can't rule out anything at this point because we don't know a lot.
Sure. And obviously, this is just their statement to the press at this point. So what the actual legal documents say and what the statement they gave us is very, very different. Let's be clear. So we're sometimes, not privy to all of those details and information until it becomes available at a later date. But you were mentioning the whole search process. We are seeing so many law enforcement officials, investigators, and this is basically 3 properties on this entire, or 3 homes, I should say, buildings on this entire property in Holmby Hills we're talking about. How long is it going to take for them to go through it? Do they have a time limit? I mean, essentially, some people so far.
Okay. go ahead and close that out. Man, I don't know, man. You see how everything with Diddy's unfolding. This is a 54-year-old man. Done been getting away with this stuff. I guess after money goes a long way. I heard somebody say money. When you're black, money doesn't go that far. You know what I mean? I get it, but money does make things easier sometimes, no matter who you are. Let's bring on some callers, man, because I ain't gonna be on here too long, man. Boycott activity. How you doing, sir?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, JR?
All is well, man. What's your thoughts on this situation here?
Man, I'm not the type to point fingers, but I will say that it's always, when your name is always in the mix, it's
Right.
very suspicious. It's kind of like, like the Catholic Church and all that stuff like that. It's just very suspicious. Who I'm really disappointed in is the people who, it's hard to say that, but a lot of the people who were the victims of Diddy, so to speak, so quote unquote victims,
Yeah.
because it's like you have these rumors on this man for all these decades. You know what I'm saying? You see what's going on and you pretty much let yourself get violated,
Right.
for money. You know what I'm saying? Like a great man once said, the love of money is the root of all evil. And, and it continues to say that, those who seek to be rich, they'll be, caught in like traps and like hurtful lusts and all that stuff like that. So it's like always saying that these rich people, people who are just out there, not really philanthropists, nothing like that, just like seeking to get the money and show off and all that stuff like that, you end up in these weird situations, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about Cassie, because from what I heard about Cassie, it was like a lot of fear involved. Like
Mhm.
he's a powerful guy, you know what I'm saying? And so for those who feared, was too afraid to get out of it, they didn't know what they were getting into, I get it. But for those who just really participated, there's some big names who are in the air that say participated. I ain't gonna say who. We all know rappers that are associated with Diddy. We all know Mace went into left it and went into religion.
Yeah.
He got too much surrounding his name. But sometimes we watch these videos and I look in the comments and I be like, yo, I think a lot of y'all, even today, would get involved with Diddy for the right price. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I will. But I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying a lot of people, for the clout and for the money, I think they would get involved with Diddy, bro, and risk it. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to judge people like that, but bro, money got you to this point. Just know that you could have had a nice job, used your skills on something else, but you wanted the clout and the money, so that's what I'm disappointed in.
You gotta tell them no. You gotta tell
them no.
No Diddy. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, no problem, man. Great show.
Hey, thank you. Later. Bruce Banner. I hit the thing real fast. Yeah, you still there?
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, sir. How you doing this evening? Where you calling in from?
Pretty good, man. I'm calling from LA.
LA, what part?
Yeah, Inglewood.
Inglewood. Shout out to Inglewood, man.
I've been following you for a while, man. I appreciate your content. It's great.
No worries, man. Did you called in here before?
No. It's the first time.
Okay, I don't know why. I thought you looked familiar when I saw you on camera. Yeah.
Yeah, I usually get somebody's uncle or somebody's brother or something.
Right. So what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts on tonight's topic?
You know what? It's really funny because he has all this money, and so I'm just saying, why run if you're guilty? Because you can afford to hire the best lawyers in the country. It's like that movie. You ever see that movie Limitless? Them guys, them top lawyers are so powerful they could get you off.
Right.
And so my thing is just that he's messed over so many people for so many years. You know what I'm saying? But one good thing I think could come out of this is I'm hoping that if he is convicted, which I'm not wishing that on nobody, but if he is convicted, then hopefully the artists all get their stuff back. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Hopefully they get all the people that he's messed over, they get reparations, so to speak, for all their hard work.
Right.
So, and I have a problem with it too, because it's like, really, it's like, dang, what's it gonna say? I have a problem because, they're gonna expose him, and they're gonna expose all the other black people that were involved in this, but we still waiting on Epstein's black book,
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm waiting for that, man. Why can't I get that first before we get to this point,
Sure.
So that's it, man. I enjoy your content, man. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? I hope you get to millions and millions of subscribers.
Indeed. God willing, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Be blessed, brother. Thank you so much. I don't know how to log out, so you have to log me off. I don't know how to log out.
Man, don't worry about it.
All right, thank you.
All right. So, speaking of that, because I know the past two gentlemen, they brought up, I think, Mace or whatever. And for those of you who don't know, Mace has a podcast with Cameron. And, they came up together and everything, and somebody asked him, do you regret leaving rap? To go to preach or whatever have you, now he's back or whatever. Do you regret any of that? And he said something like, it was destiny. He said, you see everything that's happening to Puff, everything that's happened to people who were associated with Puff, from Craig Mack to Biggie to Loon, to, countless other people that I'm missing right now. But he was like, he lost the money by leaving rap, but he said now it came back full circle with the guy he started with, Cam, and he got all the money back doing this show. Sean as well, Sean and other people. But I just wanted to throw that in there, that he said that I guess you can look at it as he got out of the situation early. You know what I mean? And he got his masters back from Puff, but Puff doesn't have to give anybody back the masters. You know what I mean? Unless that was part of their, they negotiated that. But that is interesting, though, what people said about Epstein and all this other thing. That's still a secret. Even though this list was released, what is it, like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, something like that. But Jim Jones dropped a freestyle, if y'all didn't see it, where he says that everybody turning their back on Puff, but they were all up in the parties. What's going on at the parties. Everybody was going to a Diddy party. You know what I'm saying? I put the boys on. The boys love me. I put the boys in position. No Diddy. But that's all I wanted to get on here, man. I didn't feel like I said, let me go ahead and go live and see what's up. Shout out to everybody tuned in. I haven't had this many people on my live stream in like a long time. But I guess this is a hot topic. 450 people. Hit the like button, man. If you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to the channel. I'm probably gonna start doing a morning show a few times a week to cover hot topics and things like that, man. So make sure you guys tune in. I'm gonna try to make it fun and interesting, and like to interact and fellowship with y'all, on here. So I'm gonna get up out of here, man, because I got some steak waiting on me. I gotta cook, and some risotto, rice and everything. So it's time to eat, man. So you guys have a good night. Hope you guys had a great weekend. About to start off something, but I guess for some of y'all it's spring break. Shout out to everybody that's on spring break relaxing too, man. But I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one, man. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. All the links are in the description. I figured I might as well promo while I'm on here. You're trying to build your channel, hit me up. You want me to audit your channel? If you're trying to get, monetized on Facebook or YouTube, hit me up, and that's it, man. I'm out of here, man. You guys have a good night. Peace.